combination. The Shock are playing so aggressively, but Sinatra already has his Meteor Strike in the hole. It's beautiful. You can't ask for much more than that, Matt.
A pretty big beefy tank. So you take a look at this replay from Sinatra's POV. Uses the Meteor Strike to stay alive. He gets stunned, but the good halt that comes in from Smurf gets him the 3 kills.
Perfect setup there. One of the many ways to make sure Meteor Strike is good. Gravitic Flux now thrown into the back line and a coalescence, but Tizzy is out before the fight begins, and you know it's already done. San Francisco on a map that is good for Vancouver historically. Started a big lead. It's 55-0 just on Sinatra, so it's a sound barrier for the Shock. They're going to make it costly for Vancouver here. Supercharger from Smurf is removed. Huxal descends on it with Meteor Strike, and an accretion will claim Choyobin. Matt, the Titans are using a lot of ultimates in this fight, but they have to win here.
And they have to. If you lose this fight, San Francisco would take our first point here on Control.
See it from Twilight to begin. Janu with the kinetic grasp, picking up any stray projectiles. Here's the Gravitic Flux in the backside, but Huxal, he's already down. Can Janu save this fight for the Titans? It doesn't look good at all. San Francisco bounce back and Sinatra doubles down. The cleanup crew has arrived and San Francisco on the precipice.
This is just stall right now as Choyobin does have this Gravitic Flux to use to try and put it away.
Huxal's down, a lot of damage missing. Seoul Minsu's got to get dropped and he goes into the Wraith Walk to avoid the damage. Choyobin won't let him get away though. Tizzy charges on in, but he forgot the horse he rode in on clearly. He won't get away. Choyobin gets 3 and San Francisco look good early here. Supercharger just for celebration. Round 1. San Francisco.
Hit with a rock by Choyobin.
Lucky was able to still get out with rising uppercut, but here come the dueling coalescences. Choyobin's off in a corner, he's a little bit low, he's going to force the Meteor Strike from Huxal. Oh! What? Incredible! At work.
Yeah, and you can see this from Huxal's POV. So goes in with the punch. They know they have to operate through this small choke, and look at that halt there from Tizzy. Oh man. What a Meteor Strike.
Here they push now. Gravitic Flux going to be thrown to the back line, but Sinatra gets Seoul Minsu early on. He's looking for Slime. He'll have him too. Face to face with Tizzy. Very durable. He is sent sky high, but the Titans are already limited in numbers. They can only stall and nothing more, but a great early start for Vancouver. Starts close. The Titans respond to the Gravitic Flux now. It's going to be dueling Death Blossoms, but Seoul Minsu's bloomed at just the right time. Sinatra cut down after the fact, and the Titans get through, but both teams spent ultimates to win at the safety for now. Seoul Minsu plays around the statue, doesn't want to expose himself, but Tizzy got caught out. The pivot point for the Titans has been dispensed with, and now the Shock are menacing towards the point. Janu Kit, that's a big punch, and Sinatra fights the kill. The Titans are close to winning the round, though, so the Shock had to win this fight. They take the point back, but now their margin of error, it's very slim, Matt. Sinatra doesn't connect the rocket punch, but he'll wait for Tizzy. Not much he can do with Reinhardt. Seoul Minsu, he didn't do any better. Choyobin to the high ground now. He's going to lay the Flux down. They've lost Striker, but still with 5 players. The Shock are favored here. And a sound barrier will really make things easier. Over time, still being kept alive here. Slime tries to throw himself once more, but it ain't even close to enough. A map 1 victory for San Francisco is an ill omen for the Titans. The first map 1 they've lost since the playoffs began.
Yeah, that big head-to-head, Sinatra comes out on top in map number 1. 22 final blows on the Doomfist.
Mouse trying to get away from them, and Seoul Minsu gets a little bit too close to the sun, and his wings are clipped. Rascal wants to try and push into the hunting lodge, but he took a bit too much damage early and has to play back. They've lost Huxal as well, though, Matthew. The Titans have no damage dealers in the fight currently. That can't be a good sign.
And, you know, one of the biggest wins for the Shock on Control was Choyobin's play as Sea of Land and Accretion there on the Tizzy towards the end, but there's some of the people here, some of the people at home, like, why isn't Huxal and Somitsu going in that backline being so effective? It's because every time they go in, Choyobin's there landing one of those accretions, a big stun. They're able to take those players out.
Causing problems on the high ground. The Titans can't perch up there, it's too dangerous. Here comes the Blizzard. A Gravitic Flux also thrown out, and Janu is lifted aloft and frozen solid in place. The nastiest combo from the Shock, and the Titans, Matt, they can't do anything about it. They have to back up once more.
Goes over to the payload, and this will be at checkpoint B coming up shortly here for the Shock.
He got caught out, hit by an accretion early on. He was trying to use a gravitic flux map, but he couldn't.
And well, they know they need to make something happen. If you don't dislodge the Bastion from the cart, you're gonna see this. I mean, just mowing players down.
This is not happening. The Vancouver Titans look to be outclassed early here on this defense. And already, the final stage of the map is unlocked.
Another Orisa ult, that'll be the supercharge looking to put it away.
Rascal pushed forward early, was forced to use the ice block. Good sleep done on the Architect. That shuts down a lot of damage here, but there's still a Blizzard in play, and Tizzy got on the wrong side of it. Solminsu will wait in the wings here. He needs to make a huge play right now. He needs to break the deal up, and Architect is a trapeze artist, and he's ready for Solminsu. What a rocket! And now he sits up here. Who's gonna stop Architect now, Matt?
Nobody. Spoiler alert, as he is up on the high ground. That'll be Twilight who lands a sleep dart, but Mitch, they just have to trickle out of the spawn, try and prevent the inevitable here.
Slime hanging on for dear life, and I mean that literally in this case. Dizzy trying to get away with the Wrecking Ball's not durable enough for an Architect. Happy as Larry on the high ground. Gets boosted up into the roof briefly by a wall, but San Francisco had 2 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock after their attack. That is quick. Rascal still well positioned to reign, and I mean it when I say it, on the parade of the Titans.
Yes, he's getting very close to a rocket barrage. There's still a few members of the Titans lingering inside of here, so you don't have a res right now as well, so they're gonna go right into hole, trying to put some pressure, but that's gonna be the rocket barrage trying to save San Francisco.
But San Francisco were not ready for that aggressive push to the high ground. It's lucky that they even had Rascal there for the damage, but it may not be enough. The Titans spawn much closer to the point, and so the cap begins.
It's not. I mean, it looks awesome, but it's just not enough to keep the shock in it. It was a 2K. Vancouver, they'll go up into the choke. It's going to be...
Oh!
Choyoven eats it up.
Haksal, no Blizzard. Solminsu has to step up in his stead, and he does. Knocked to the ground early, but the damage was there, and the shock could not hold up in that heat. In there, Immortality Field thrown in, and Janu's trying to cut down as much of this damage as he can, but he's sent skyward now as well. Looking worse for wear, but still standing. The Titans break through. And Trickoven and Co are forced back. Vancouver come alive. Forced out of Rascal.
Like a defensive wall, pretty much, to prevent anybody from flanking on in.
Smokes down, though. Solminsu has an nano boost. Okay, the Blizzard's going to zone out, but it weren't ready for him. He flanked around. Solminsu coming from multiple different angles, finally unraveling the defensive hold for the shock. In 2 minutes 50 are on the clock. The Titans are going to get to the end of the map. Smurf on the high ground. There is 2 seconds separating these two teams on the attack. Go time here. Solminsu, Immortality Field down, and here comes the spin, but he only gets himself 1. Rascal's going to come in from the sky, and he gets himself 3. Another one here would be huge, but Moth brings Architect back into the fight, and Rascal is dominant. And they need it now. Brains Trust online. Janu gets across the gap, but look at how split they are, Matt. This is perfect for Rascal to find kills. Haxal's down. Architect's on top of the wall, but he looks happy. Clearly no dragon coming for him. Trickoven on point, and Twilight gets sniped down to the back line. That's gonna hurt.
Only ultimate here for the shock.
This has got to be it for the shock. Let's hope they make the right answer. They go in. Trickoven eats up most of that damage with the kinetic grasp, but gets plenty of shield to boot. Solminsu takes a step back. 5 seconds left in the round now. Grabbing Flux picks him up. Johnny goes down. The drop is also there. Twilight falls. Now it's going to be Slime left on the point, but they're going to be chased off now. Rascal doubles back to get rid of Tizzy. No loose ends, he says. We tie it up.
The shock taking map number 2 here as they get to the point. Rascal with the forest switch late gets behind, and they're able to make the play.
Axel will be the one that is searching. Trickoven gets taken low, and Sinatra also looks a bit bruised right now. Here's the opening. Axel goes in, but Violet is the first to fall, and the Titans now have control of the high ground. Transitioning to the point.
So much damage early on from the Titans as they're able to get to the point. That'll be 3 kills for the Titans. Solminsu on the Reaper cleaning him up. So this should be a point A take for Vancouver.
Sound barrier. Looks like it paid off for them in that fight. Much easier for Sinatra to find those kills, and there it is, an early pickoff. He wasn't even that far forward. It was just a shock. Push them. Striker now going to finish the fight with the Death Blossom. Did they even need that?
Probably not.
As a result of them, and both use their coalescences. Sinatra tries to turn around quick 180. He doesn't get the finish on Sol Minsu, but he forces him to back away to his own team. Slime gets another sound barrier, but Mock has 1-2. They've already lost Striker though. San Francisco are going to have to double down on this fight because they're going to lose it if they're not careful. They push out the left side room, and Sinatra finds a kill on Haxal. He has to trade his life for it though, and that leaves Sol Minsu left to cut down these big tanks. The Shocker on the back foot here.
Well, you can see they're going to have a close defensive spawn. Death Blossom that comes in from Sominsu, just trying to zone some players out as get Striker to use Wraithborn to go back to the spawn.
Sinatra charges in, almost suicidal, and he is cut down by Twilight and Tizzy combining. 2 ticks now. The Shock need to respond as quickly as they can. Mock trying to get to the point now. The Wrecking Ball drops in, and Smurf, he's on the scene, and he's attracting a lot of attention, but Striker was still not able to sneak in. Haxal was alert. He managed to get rid of the Doomfist before the fight could really begin. And here comes the Coalescence from Violet off towards the side. Haxal's done much of the work already now. It's just the finishing touches. Gravitic Flux gonna get hit on the Titans as well. Haxal in midair, but Janu's found 2. With Violet getting finished off, that will get the job done on the Titans. They find the killer edge, and they finish the round with 1 minute, 34 seconds in the bank.
The port is go right up to the top as Sound Barrier comes in here from San Francisco.
Violet gets dropped down. Can he get away with the fade? He does, but Sinatra's already been removed for the Death Blossom. Sol Minsu strikes again. And those 3 kills will pacify San Francisco. Drop comes in, but the Shock are unperturbed. Both support ultimates were used there. Now the Shock don't have anything left to work with, but it may not matter. Sinatra's gone down, but the Titans are in deep trouble. Striker set up on the point, waits for the kinetic grasp to expire, and then gets the killing blow on Janu. Slime has to head for the heals. He'll hold on to that sound barrier because the Titans, they're going to need it for point B. Now, they might try and force the Titans to use some of their own, but really this fight, they're just going to have to go in and get it done the old-fashioned way. But Haxal's down first. He will spawn close, so he'll be back in the fight in just a moment. But with Tizzy down, things start to get a little bit more nerve-wracking for the Titans, man.
And Tizzy died while he was placing the supercharger down, so you don't get a use of it here for the Titans.
Accretion connects with Twilight. He gets absolutely rocked, and Haxal's down. Choikovin's found 2 with a Shock. They come out of nowhere. They bring no ultimates into this fight, and yet it still seems to be enough to get the job done against the Titans of all teams. That is ridiculous. Haxal tries to charge on in. That is a huge uppercut with 3 players, but it's going to take a little bit more than that. Choikovin's slightly out of position. He's knocked up against the wall by Haxal, and Sol Minsu almost has the Death Blossom, and he brings it down. The Titans get what they came for. He careened over the top of it, but he needs to enter the dome to get damage done. Janu's frozen solid, but Sol Minsu's already been removed from the pack. Haxal with a meteor strike, but Smurf definitely gets on the other side of his barrier. He avoids the radiating damage, but he's still removed by Tizzy. Choikoven trying to hold down the 40, gets rid of Haxal. That's a lot of the damage with the Vancouver Titans taking off the plate. Tizzy is brought down. Coalescence over the fight for Violet, and that's all the healing you're gonna need. San Francisco now able to set their feet. It's just Twilight left, and he is in dire straits. San Francisco shut the door on the Titans on point B to establish a potential win condition. They get to point A, Matt. They lost Sinatra multiple times.
Violet's almost at a Coalescence here.
This has to be perfect for the Shock. They need to get an early kill. Here's the Coalescence. He is doubling as fast as Twilight gets the Coalescence, and Striker gets in there and gets Reaper does strike it twice. Janu and Tizzy are down. Slime gets bowled over into San Francisco Shock. They push on a point A on the first attack. And Violet, the speed demon when it comes to ultimate generation. Where are the kills? Twilight, Coalescence is out. Janu's like, Tizzy's down! They get rid of the main tank here, but Sinatra loses his life in the process. Is this enough for the Shock to be going on with? No. The Titans set their feet. This is our house for now. Ultimate abilities, maybe even 12. Sinatra goes in early. Look at the disruption in the backline. Meteor strike. He gets rid of the supercharger, and Slime is down. The Lucio is missing. Violet gets himself another one, and Sinatra's far from done. They get rid of Twilight in the offside room, and then San Francisco Shock. Match point, baby. Death Blossom. Sol Minsu comes in with a Wraith Walk just to stall it out. He goes down. The Wrecking Ball now going to try and drop in, and Slime desperately. It's not enough. Match point has been reached for San Francisco. They're making them pay dearly for every inch of progress, but Tizzy walks straight into that one. There was an amplification matrix, and Architect made short work of the main tank. Slime and Twilight fare no better than Min Soo. Well, he couldn't even run away from that one. He was frozen stiff.
And you know, it's just it's not a good Mei wall that comes in from Hacksaw. Forces the Titans to the low ground. What can they do from here to access this Bastion? The Bastion not going to have to move.
They open with the Blizzard. Janu, again, is frozen. Rascal just waits for the wall to drop down, but the Shock haven't really had to use too much in the way of big ultimates here. That Blizzard pretty much sealed the fight for them there and then. He has to make the same impact on that hero. It's not quite the same thing. Blizzard, Gravitic Flux, everything you could ask for. The Shock are delivering in spades, and those hyperspheres are bouncing. And so are the Titans' craniums. Healing. Min Soo trying to push up to the payload, but Rascal was there to meet them. He's sitting there like a safety mat, just trying to make sure no one can get to the payload itself. Axel was taken down early, but Janu and Min Soo were able to find the real damage dealers, and a Death Blossom pays off here for Min Soo. The Titans, they make a gambit, but it succeeds. Janu trying to start the fight off there with a Gravitic Flux. Look, they can't benefit from the amplification matrix until they're dropped down. Bob's immortality field did keep them alive when they hit the ground, but it's no more in the fight. Architect gets no value out of his tank mode, man. As much as he talked it up, there was a wall in his way. Tizzy's on the right-hand side, and he doesn't want to peek out, but this payload will eventually leave the Titans behind. Min Soo, he's down. The Reaper for the Vancouver Titans is missing, and Haxel wasn't far behind him. Who's going to do the damage now without those two in play? And the answer is nobody. Rascal can put a wall here, and he can stop Vancouver from pushing out of their spawn. A couple players sneak through. It's Janu and Haxel, but they meet the same fate they've met all map long. Rascal puts them on ice. Slime is down. Rascal put to sleep, but Twilight can't even get out to the payload to touch it. Min Soo's going to make a difference, but it's Blizzard. It's a winter wonderland, and the Shock are happier than ever.
Playing Liana, so the sleep dart really good. And put somebody to permanently asleep is that'll be a barrage from Rascal, who connects with two.
Oh, he got Johnny tried to protect his team. He set out the experimental barrier, but the barrage is just way too much damage. And Rascal was inside an immortality field, man.
And on a hybrid style map like Eichenwald, which we saw earlier in the series,
saved his team. Johnny was able to stay alive. Architect can't finish him. It is a Gravitic Flux. Architect got out of it. It's a 1-for-1 Gravitic Flux. Architect tries to get away while healing, but Min Soo chases him down. It was Johnny that actually got him. Final on the high ground. The last few moments, the Titans were able to win the fight. Smurf will stall for as long as he can. But Vancouver look good for this first checkpoint match for now.
For now, they know he's lower and behind them. It's a halt that comes in from Smurf.
Haxel's Blizzard is
Choyobin eating Haxel's Blizzard.
Still, Min Soo's able to get in and get rid of Choyobin and Moth. The light healing gone, but the Bastion still lives. But he's sleeping. Architect, not a time to catch some Z's at all. Cucumber slices on his eyes and all. Min Soo will punish. Another checkpoint.
This will be checkpoint B for the Vancouver Titans. Players jumping off the side for the Shock. They do not want that forward spawn. A few of them, well, they're going to get staggered here.
Not good.
Titans are starting to roll now.
Out the Vancouver Titans. Such a hyped up team coming from across the ocean. Tizzy is down already though. They've lost their main tank. And Architect is bringing the thunder from the back. It's a rain of bullets and the Titans can't do a thing about it. Only a few seconds left. Min Soo is removed from the face of the map, and Architect is time to get his hands dirty. Haxel throws a Blizzard down, but it's not enough. Twilight, the last hope for the Titans, steps up. He is felled. Tizzy now gets to the point, but Slime is already removed from the fight. The wrecking ball is down at Janu. He can't touch. He is walled off. The door is shut in their face. A golden state. A golden stage. And finally, a golden crown. The San Francisco Shock like a 2019 Overwatch League champion.
What an incredible run through the losers bracket for San Francisco. And I think when you saw a lot of the Titan states, you weren't sure. Are they going to be able to come in and put together a good performance against this team coming from the loser bracket? But the Shock just continued their dominance. They get a 4-0 here in our grand finals.
Milestone after milestone came up for San Francisco. A stage 2 victory, a golden stage. Didn't lose a map. But every step of the way they said to ourselves, not yet, not now. We haven't achieved our goal. We aren't done with this yet. And so they keep themselves quiet, they keep themselves focused every step until now. The confetti falls and so do the walls. San Francisco have done it.
You know, they used their roster, the roster coming into the season, so many players. How are you going to incorporate all these star talents? The coaching staff did a tremendous job, but you see that depth pay off as the season went on.
The San Francisco Shock proved that they are the absolute best in the world. They fought their way through double shields, through Maywalls, and even through goats to prove that they earned this trophy. San Francisco Shock, the trophy is yours.
Go get it.
Now it is time to award your T-Mobile MVP, your most valuable player presented by T-Mobile, and it is Choi Hyobin!
Choi Hyobin, he was crushing on D.Va all throughout the regular season. Now he's in here popping off on this Sigma. Is there anyone better on this hero than Choi Hyobin?
I mean, no. And what I love the most about this is that he progressively found his footing.
Yep.
Excuse for the pun, but still. But it's true though. Like at the beginning, he looked a little shaky. He had to figure Sigma out, and he did so in an insanely great fashion.
Oh, it's
like
absurd.
he mastered that hero towards the end of the playoffs.
He revolutionized the way D.Va was played during the triple tank, triple support meta. He revolutionized the way that his Hog was played around with his team. And now he's done it on Sigma. This guy might be one of the best off-time players we've seen of all time.
I totally agree. I mean, Choi Hyobin's just a phenomenal player, and what I think is most important about him as well is that he's always been there for them. Even though they have Nevix on the bench, a guy who might be starting on almost any other team in the league, Choi Hyobin consistently delivers performances to the point where you cannot bench him. You saw that they can rotate their DPS players around and still have a lot of success. But Choi Hyobin, his performances are so good, he has to be in the starting lineup.
There you go, the player of the match for the grand finals. It's Choi Hyobin, your Omen player of the match.